Welcome to Sip Wine and Beer's WineVersations, where conversations take place over a great bottle of wine. Today we have the mayor of Escondido, Paul McNamara, as our inaugural guest, talking about his career and what leadership looks like in Escondido. What on earth makes you decide to run for mayor of Escondido?
Nathan Fletcher, who some of you may know, has this great line. He says, if you want to find a politician you agree with 100% of the time, run for office.
Okay.
And so I'm like everybody else. I didn't agree with everything that every person I voted for did. I felt as though the city that I fell in love with was really starting to change, and it was starting to change in the wrong direction. And I thought it needed new leadership. And I felt I had a pretty good resume to be a mayor, and I thought that we needed a change in direction in Escondido, and I decided to run.
What makes you qualified to be mayor of Escondido?
I think I've seen the three elements. I was in the military. I was a business person, small business person, did volunteer, was involved with the community. I would define myself as pretty much a centrist. I would say that I'm a fiscal conservative. I don't want to spend more money than we have. I think we need to take care of people, and in those private issues, I'm kind of a live and let live kind of person.
The city of Escondido voted to not have medical or recreational marijuana here in the city. What's your take on that?
When you run a campaign, common themes emerge. And one of the common themes was potholes, but another one was, should we have a marijuana store here in the city? 52% of the voters voted for legalizing marijuana. But as you know, the city council did not approve marijuana in any form here in the city, although we have a lot of shops that pop up and code enforcement comes around and closes them down. I think that it's really a discussion that we need to have as a community, and that's kind of one of the themes as mayor that I really want to emphasize is we need to really strengthen that concept of community as neighbors, as this extended family, and have a discussion about it. I don't think one person being me, should make that decision. I think we need to have a community discussion about it, and not just one, but numerous conversations.
And as our new mayor, what does growth of Escondido look like under your leadership?
Let's start with Grand Avenue. I think Grand Avenue, and this isn't just my idea, this is a lot of people, feel that it could be a North County gas lamp. And there are people now engaged in trying to develop that. And what do I mean by that? An assortment of different types of restaurants, ethnic restaurants, if you will, probably with some boutique type shops, maybe art galleries or antique shops, and at night where you'd have some place to go for some sort of entertainment, whether that's a comedy club or music, different types of music. Or here. So there are people who are actually engaged in that. And as kind of a theme to kind of get there, I want to create a lot of commissions. And the commissions would be people who have a passion for a particular area. And it could be something like homelessness or youth sports or art or music or developing the downtown. And I would argue that this city has its roots in agriculture, and I think for a while it's tried to be something that it wasn't. We're not a coastal city, and I think agriculture is a good route to have, and I think that there's growth in agriculture because it's not some caricature of the American Gothic painting that you see, but rather agriculture teaches us good values. It teaches us neighborliness, it's acceptance, it helps each other out. We've got each other's back. We're in it together. It's a big extended family. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that because we also are kind of sophisticated. We have the Center for the Arts, we have some great parks, we have good schools. And one of the goals for the economic development plan is ag tech.
Okay.
And in my world, if a direction I'd like the city to go is that, and I've talked with Dr. Blake at Palomar College, and she's interested in starting vertical farming at the center here in Escondido. And we've talked about that, and this is still embryonic, but we're still talking about it. And we also have a discussion with trying to get maybe a UC here for UC agriculture. And you might say, well, why would we want that? Well, there's not really a UC agriculture in Southern California. But we are the gateway city to a $2 billion industry. And the thing from a business development point of view is when you talk about Southern California, the biotech industry, where did that come from? It came from the R&D of UCSD. Now, talking with Dr. Blake, she says that UCSD is thinking about moving into that area. And if we could attract that to Escondido and the R&D that goes with it, I mean, the sky's the limit.
The last question, very last question I have for you. What type of work ethic do you have to get to being a retired colonel to mayor of Escondido?
I feel I've been very blessed in that area. Everything that I've done in my life, I've really enjoyed. So you don't mind spending a lot of time doing it, and you don't mind working at it. And the exciting part about it is I'm not the only person in Escondido. I meet people like you. I meet all sorts of people who have a real passion for the city and to make it better. I mean, I've been to a couple of the baseball openings and ribbon cuttings. I love those events because they are tangible expressions of and they're affirmations of people's commitment to each other.
Well, I mean, there's a couple things. One, I want to cheers to you serving our country.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And cheers to successful leadership as our new mayor.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me today.
Of course.